What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on my 3rd gen Tacoma here. We're going to be doing something that should have been done a long time ago. So we have our Tacoma on the lift here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at here. So these right here are the brake lines for the rear, and my rear might look a little different because I did a rear disc conversion brake on mine, and from factory they come with drums, so just in case we're wondering about that. But what we're doing today is we're going to be swapping them out because when we first did my lift, I actually didn't get extended brake lines, so we just kind of fabricated this ghetto L-shaped bracket just to extend it a couple inches, so that way at droop, when the tires are all the way down on one side, it doesn't overextend these and potentially, cause some wear and tear and some minor cracking on them. So that's why we did that. But today, finally, we're going to be taking that out and actually putting some steel braided lines in, which we're going to show you guys right now. Alright, so here they are. So we are gonna do blue braided brake lines. So just because we do have some blue already going on with the Kings back here, might as well keep it blue, and I guess our Max Trax is kind of blue as well. So we're gonna be doing blue. It does have a gold tip at the end, so that's pretty cool, this part here. So yeah, these will be in or available in different colors, but blue is what we're going to be using on our Tacoma today. So let's go ahead and do that. Gabe's going to help us out because I don't know what I'm doing with these, and he does. Alright, Gabe. So it looks like it's taking off the old ghetto bracket that we made. Nice and rusty, even though we painted it. And then, what is this, Gabe? What tool is this?
Hose clamp?
Just a regular hose clamp?
Yeah.
Alright. So we got that pinched off. That way, when we release this right here, no air bubbles can travel up. And what we're going to do at the end, depending on if there's air bubbles in there, we're going to do two things. One, we can do a gravity bleed, just let gravity bleed the system, or just bleed it from the master cylinder like normally and at the wheels. So yeah, so pretty cool. Super excited to get this out, just because now that I have a high clearance rear bumper, you can definitely see that from the back. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is taking these retaining clips on the back side of each one of these. So there's going to be a total of 4, that one, and then up there there's going to be 2 as well behind there. I'll show you what they look like, brand new ones at least. So brand new ones will look somewhat like this, and these will come in the kit as well. But Gabe was saying sometimes they're easier to work with to use the factory ones. So there's a new one next to the factory ones. So if you want to use the factory ones, go ahead. But if you damage the factory ones, obviously use the other ones, new ones. But yeah, they're kind of a pain to get off sometimes, just because the bracket that it's on kind of flexes around, and you kind of have to pin that down while trying to pry the back one out. They're facing the wrong way? Oh yeah, so yeah, you gotta do it from the back. So yeah, so yep, even though Gabe's been doing this a while with these brake lines, they're still a pain in the ass. But yeah, got them off. So what's next?
Those ones.
Top ones?
I still haven't taken these off.
Alright, so we're going to take the top ones off. Same exact procedure. So they have this little lip right there. So basically what Gabe is doing is putting his pliers and grabbing it from this lip and is trying to pull it up, trying to basically wiggle it and then push it up from the bottom side. Okay, so we just got all 4 off, and Gabe's just breaking that top nut loose, and we broke it loose with one of these flare nut wrench right there. They're made specifically for doing brake jobs just because of the way they're shaped. That way you don't round the nut that's on it. And if you do that, you're in trouble. But yep, once you have it broken loose, you can use a standard open end and then just start taking it off. And as you can tell, Gabe moved the clamp a little higher, so that way only a little tiny portion of that is gonna drip out. So Gabe did the top one first just because that one's more of a pain is what he's saying. Okay, so you're gonna notice that 2 of these, or both of the brake lines, are gonna be different. One has like a hex head like that, and then the other one has 2 flat sides, more like a rectangle. So on the, let's see, on the passenger side, you're gonna use the hex head one. So just basically feed it through and just get it started with the line that's up there, and then just pretty much snug it down, and then we'll put the retaining clip in. So leave it loose basically until you have that tightened down, and then grab the new retaining clip and then put it up there. There's a slot for it, so it'll go in, and then using pliers just squeeze it and then it'll lock into place just like that. So yeah, on one end you're going to use a regular open end, and then on the other side use the flare nut wrench just to tighten it up all the way. Alright, doing the bottom, hold one side with a set of pliers, and then the other side just twist off the nut. Once you have that off, go ahead and connect the other side of your new brake lines to the back, just like how you did up there to that bracket. Alright, so now that we have that on there, we're gonna push that all the way to the back, put the retaining clip in from the back side, push it down a little bit, and then grab your pliers. And then we just squeeze it so that way it pushes it down, and then there it is. That's what it looks like right there. And then just tighten it down. Standard wrench in the front, and then the flare wrench in the back. There we go. There's one. Basically, the other one, we're going to repeat that process, but as you can see here, the one closer to the driver's side has that flat, more rectangular side on both sides right there. So we're going to use the other one that is flat on both sides as well. But the steps are pretty much the same, so we're not going to really show you guys that one. But yeah, just do the exact same thing, and then we'll show you guys what to do next. Okay, so we are all done here. Got everything tightened down, got this bolt put back on, and if you guys did it the same way we did it here, you guys should be okay with just doing a gravity bleed. So what we're gonna do is basically we're just gonna loosen up right there and just let the fluid come out until there is a steady stream, so there's no bubbles coming out. So basically it's pretty good now. So that didn't take long, but if you guys really wanted to, you guys can go ahead and just do you know, the standard bleed. But since we didn't really do anything with the rest of the system and the way we were doing it here, there was not much air, so we're gonna do the same over here. Open it up, you'll see some bubbles coming out. And then just tighten it back up. So yeah, and of course check your brake pedal. If it's firm, you should be good. And also check your brake fluid reservoir level, make sure that's good. And if it's not, top it off. And then of course take it for a drive, make sure your brake pedal is firm, it doesn't go all the way to the floor, it's not squishy. If it is, go ahead and do just a normal flush. But if it's firm, like the ones we have been doing here, it's always been firm, there's no issues, and you're good to go. And then lastly, just clean up, just because brake fluid does eat away at paint and pretty much anything it touches. So always spray it down with some brake cleaner or whatever you want to use to clean it, but brake cleaner usually does the work, or does the job pretty well. Okay, so we are testing out the droop so we can see how much of the brake lines are actually extended, and we got plenty of room still. And this is not really a good or an accurate way to test it, but we have it on the forklift, and almost fully extended. The bump stop is barely just touching, it's not even compressed yet, so there's still definitely a little more room to go. And we still have room right here for up travel. So if this was a real life on the trail scenario, that would probably be down a little bit more, completely fully drooped, and then that will probably be just, the brake lines will be just a little bit tighter. But as you can see here, we still have plenty of room. Got the forklift on the front driver tire there, just to see if we can max out the rear this way. So this side is almost all the way closed on that gap, and then the front tire is almost maxed out as well, top. But the rear, I think we still have some more droop. This tire hasn't gone anywhere here, but mainly we're looking at the brake lines here. So brake line still has plenty of way to go, so pretty cool. All right guys, so that is gonna be it for today's video. So this modification isn't necessary for everyone, but if you guys plan on going on trails that are a little bit harder, that are going to require you to pretty much max out your droop and your down and up travel, the brake lines will be beneficial, especially for the price. It's not ridiculously expensive for, you know, potentially ripping your airline or your brake lines at the trail and then having somebody come pull you out or repair it there. And this is kind of one of those things that is just like an insurance kind of thing, you know, do it now and save yourself later from it. But again, not for everybody. But if you guys are really trying to get into, you know, the whole wheeling scene and doing harder things, this is definitely a plus. But yeah, that's pretty much it gonna be for this video. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.